Well, hello and welcome again to Blue Garden Cottage. Here we are, back in the studio painting. I'm so excited about that. That was what I'd planned on doing for this week anyway, but the video was not about the crafts. The video this week was supposed to be about the writing, following on from last week sorting out my Kanban board. But guess what? Thankfully, I have very astute friends who pointed out to me that there was a security issue with my video. There was something a bit revealing in there about with my address on it. So I took it off public, put it on private, and then went to edit it. And there is a way of editing it on YouTube where you can blur out faces or objects, and I couldn't do it. So I consulted some more YouTube videos, as you do, from the experts on how to do this. I followed their steps to the T, and it would not allow me to edit. So I just had to take the thing down. It's not worth the risk. And that would be a lesson to me, to make sure in future that wherever I'm videoing there is no indication of things that could be a security risk. So I am missing a video, and at some point I'll have to show you my Kanban board again, how it's progressing, and I'll do another video to do with that. But yeah, so that's not what today is about, and neither is the crafting, neither is the painting. I did want to talk to you about the writing, but obviously with a few bits of going on here, as I said in that last video, that sometimes adaptations have to be made and I have to swap the weeks around that I'm going to do something. So instead, I did say last week that I would show you what we've been doing in the front garden, and I gave you a hint of that fence, so here it is right now. Well folks, after months of, well, it's been about 2 months, hasn't it, of trying to get this fence made and put up. It is up, as you can see. I've already had quite a few comments and stares and smiles as people pass by looking at the little animals on the top, and I especially love the jagged up and down nature of all the planks. I deliberately lay them out on the floor, put a photograph in here to make sure that they were staggered up and down, because I did not want the top straight. You see the bottom is straight, and that I had help with from my daughter and her fiance, who was lovely. And the posts we put in the plastic planter rings that we have, remember those ones down there, the plastic tubes, the small ones, I used them because the ground was not deep enough. It hit hardcore. Remember I told you there was virtually no soil in this garden, so as far down as we could possibly go, put the rings in, and then filled with post mix, and I domed. Don't know if you can see here. I domed the concrete so that it slopes down from the post off the edge of the ring, so that any water runs away from the posts to stop it rotting. And I could not have done that without the help, and Herbie will help me today. We'll drill holes through the top of the posts to put very thick wire right the way through, so that the wisteria can keep running all the way around on the top of that. So that is what we've been planning. Not finished yet. There's a few more little blingy bits to put in. I can't wait to show you that, hopefully by next week. But for now, that is part of what is yet to be done, because there is still more of a fence to be put here and more of an arch to be put from this pathway right the way over the top across there to the other side of the ramp. So we're going to put some arches in, and we're going to put a new pergola to replace the metal arch in the middle there, because that's coming apart. It's been there since before I started making the garden. I think the year we moved in, it's been there 5 years, and that metal has just had it now. So there we are, folks, and I'll catch up with you and show you exactly what blinging up that fence means. It was not just because I wanted a pretty garden fence there, and that is not bad considering those slats and the beams, the cross beams, are all from pallet wood that we got, and that also cost my hubby 2 broken toes, if you remember correctly. I'll put a photograph in here. And yeah, so we bought the posts and the concrete and the paint. The rest was from the pallet wood. The wire we already have in the garden. But as I was saying, this isn't just because we wanted a pretty fence there. This fence has a purpose. Now, if I'm going to have a fence with a purpose, it might as well be pretty. This fence is here to create a little bit of a wind barrier. You can't see, the light is so bright here, can you? It's supposed to be a bit of a wind barrier, because if you remember that wisteria in the high winds that we got with the canes were breaking now, and the wisteria was blowing over, and I was worried about it snapping. So this is going to help with that. We might at this side and the second one put a little bit of a buttressing post just to stop it, because it gets the worst weather that way. And that is what that's what I've been planning on. That's the months of the planks that I showed you I was painting. That's what we were going to be doing. And we were running out of the good weather, and I had to call on my daughter and her fiance, and they came to help us put up that fence. And it took a grand 3 hours instead of 3 days that it might have taken me to do it myself. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without help anyway, because some things needed somebody to hold it, and hubby was not able to do it. He's not been well. So that is up. It's not quite finished. There's still some, as I said, some more blinging up to do. I can't wait to do that, so I shall show you when that's all done, obviously. But that's just one. Oh, sorry, hay fever today. It's just one of the projects that I've been doing to help get the garden to where it wants to be, where I want it to be, really. There's still a lot I want to do, but that will come in time. And you know, the bluing of the garden and making it more of a cottage garden, a permaculture cottage garden, to be truthful, and a productive one at that, not just for us but for nature too. And there's still lots obviously that needs to be doing, so it's a continual journey, and I'll keep sharing that with you. The crafting this year, I'm literally, as you can see, I'm just filling the orders we had earlier in the year. The customers are very patient, very kind people, understand with COVID and Darren's accidents that things would take a bit longer, and they're still being done. There's one of the orders I can't show you because it's intended to be a gift for one of the viewers from somebody else, from a relative, and I don't want them to see what it is before they get it. So you're just going to have to wait for that one. Yeah, you're going to have to wait for that one. This one I love. This one is a different one. This one is one I had to finish because it's when Whitler sliced through his tendons. So I had to finish this one. I quite enjoyed it. I couldn't quite get it. It's still obviously because of the width of it. If it was that wide, I'd have got it lovely and round. If it was 2 by 2, I'd have got that nice and rounded, but it's still lovely, and I can't wait for us actually to experiment making some of these with the paper clay. Haven't gone any further with that yet, obviously, because there's quite a bit going on. So I'll get back to you on that. And the autumn is now really and truly getting to, well, it's the equinox today really, so it's the crossing over where we see the last of the summer weather in autumn, and we start to get autumn proper. because it's past the middle now, and we'll start to see more of the winter weather creeping in, because autumn is usually a mixture of kind of the crossover between summer and winter, and it's it's my favorite season, really, because you can have fantastically beautiful, glorious sunny days and then freezing cold nights. And it's when you're indoors at night and you have those lovely cozy evenings. And of course, I lament that this time of the year means shorter days, because I love working and I love being in the garden. So the longer days are perfect for me to get a lot of work done. But it just means it brings the new season, and the new season for indoor stuff to be done. You know, the hunkering down, and that's why I've been having that energy. I think most people do get that energy in the autumn to start clearing out again. It's not just a spring cleaning thing, it's an autumn thing as well, an energy that comes with the season, that you want to prettify, you want to make home, you want to clear out and sort out and make things ready for the cozying up for winter, because you're going to be spending a lot more time indoors than outdoors. Even though spending outdoors time in the winter is very important, it is still, with the longer nights, more time gets spent indoors than outdoors. So you want home to feel cozy, to feel like a sanctuary from the storms of the winter. And so that is kind of what we're doing in between. So I might end up having to, as the weather starts getting cold, I might end up having to move the crafts indoors. There's just a few items. But as soon as they're done, I'll be focusing totally on indoor stuff. Next video is completely a garden one. So I'll do a few more autumn to winter crossover things of preparation for the season, and changeover of the type of gardening, because that will change. It's been a very strange year. It's one thing everybody says, lots has gone on, and at the same time nothing as far as plans go, but we're getting there. We're getting back on track, we're getting back into doing things that we needed to do, and I'm sure that means despite or in spite of whatever is thrown at us in the next year, between COVID, between Brexit and global economics. We're just going to deal with it, and it's still going to be an exciting time because it means more change, which could be positive. So there you go, folks. Back on track, all sorts happening. Change of season is very busy. We've all got little sniffles and colds with the normal change of season, and it's an exciting time. So I'm going to leave you with that excited note, and I'll catch up with you with more goings on next time. Do you know, I had that schedule in my head of what was next week. Did I say it was gardening? No, it wasn't, because there's still that 1 week of crossover from September to October. The following week is gardening, but I'll get on with something. I'll let you know what it is. Anyway, people, have a good day. Enjoy the seasons, crossovers, and everything that comes with it, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you so much for visiting and for popping in and for viewing and for supporting me just by viewing even. A special welcome to the new subscribers as well. Always welcome. And as usual, I don't like to say it, but I was reminded by my grandson last year, I need to invite folks to like, subscribe, and share if you feel like it, or if you'd like to. And I shall speak to you again next week. Bye bye.